Top stories in this week's edition of the WINN Weekender. Prominent businessman and philanthropist Kishu Chandiramani passed away. Popular St. Kitts resident Carl Brown robbed at gunpoint. And Rick Ross coming to St. Kitts for the Caribbean Premier League concert. I'm Andre Huey and this is the WINN Weekender. We start with sad news as prominent businessman and philanthropist Kishu Chandiramani, MBE, died Sunday in Bastille, hours after the private sector umbrella group, the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, honored him at its annual banquet at the St. Kitts Resort Saturday night. More in this Clive Backus report.
Sunday afternoon, President of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Mr. David Hobson, read a statement from the organization.
It is with shock and horror that I have learnt of the passing of Mr. Kishu Chandiramani, a former president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Chamber of Industry and Commerce. It was only last night, Saturday the 7th of June 2014, that Kishu, as we all call him, was honored for his outstanding service to the organization, business development, and the country generally. Kishu will always be remembered for his dedicated service in so many areas of social and business life. The board of directors, management and staff of the Chamber will forever cherish his contributions and especially his direct involvement in the establishment of the headquarters of the Chamber located at Fort Lands. Though many can recount his business achievements, I believe that Kishu would also want to be remembered for his love for family and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Rotarian Charles Wilkin Queen's Council also paid tribute to Mr. Chandiramani.
First and foremost, Kishu was a spiritual man, a humble man, a family man, and a humanitarian. He had no airs and graces. That is why he was known affectionately by all as simply Kishu or Mr. Kishu.
Vice President of the Royal St. Kitts Golf Club, Lee Bailey, describes Mr. Chandiramani's passing as a major loss to golf and the country at large. Born in India, March 24, 1942, Mr. Chandiramani migrated to St. Kitts in 1956 to work in his aunt's general store. By 1960, the family was in the supermarket and food businesses. In 1969, branches were opened in Montserrat and St. Martin. In 1986, the businesses were separated, and Mr. Chandiramani operated the St. Kitts and Nevis businesses, the Rams Group of Companies.
Popular caller to radio programs on St. Kitts, Carl Brown, was robbed at gunpoint Monday in an alley along the Irish Town Bay Road. Mr. Brown brought WINN TV to the scene and told us what happened.
I just feel a shock and thing, and then two person jump
over the wall from over this wall.
Here, shove us against here, have me like this, and I'm going here, and I'm going here in the back. And they just do this up, and then when they feed the money, just one they take it out, they just shot down there with the gun never run. So when you come out here, and run went up. Janet, the alley their name is Janet Alley. Yeah, this alley here ain't got no name because I live here since last year. Right? And I asked everybody said this alley here to have no name. Right?
And then so they came out here and they went up there?
Yeah. And they had on 3/4 pants, no shoes. And one had a orange kerchief like tie around here, and one had a green. Right? All this thing running so. They hear the cut low, higher than mine.
So they were staying in this house here, this abandoned building?
Yeah. Well, the police was saying that apparently maybe I might tell somebody I gave me holiday pay. I might have been to a place and pull out some money to buy something, and they waited for me.
Still to come on the WINN Weekender, the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party wins the Antigua elections.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WINN FM. WINN FM's mission is to contribute meaningfully to the information, awareness and the development of our nation and the region through the building of educated and informed communities. WINN FM faces the issues squarely without shying away from controversy while striving continuously to provide balanced, responsible reporting.
Better music, better talk, better radio. 98.9 WINN FM.
Welcome back. The Chamber of Industry and Commerce is calling upon the government to exercise more transparency in the affairs of the Citizenship by Investment Program, the CBI. Chamber President Damien Hobson made this charge at the Chamber's annual private sector banquet at the St. Kitts Mat Resort on Saturday. He also called on the government to take heed to the recommendations from friendly governments on the administration of the program.
The last 3 years have seen increased revenue for government emanating from the Citizenship by Investment Program. The IMF, too, in its last report, acknowledged that this source of public sector funding has helped to realize a positive impact on certain areas of the economy. However, the IMF has also cautioned that the country continues to face critical challenges, suggesting that with respect to the citizenship program and the SIA aspects in particular, fiscal discipline and ongoing reforms will be needed. They have also urged that there be an effective and transparent framework to manage CBI and SIA resources to reduce the country's high vulnerabilities to exogenous shocks.
The CBI has come under increased scrutiny, the most recent being a U.S. Financial Crimes Enforcement Network FinCEN advisory that the program is being abused to commit illicit financial activity. FinCEN advised international financial institutions to more closely review dealings with clients using a St. Kitts Nevis passport, stating that certain foreign individuals are abusing the Citizenship by Investment Program to obtain passports for the purpose of engaging in illicit financial activity. But Minister of Commerce, Richard Skerritt, who also spoke at Saturday's banquet, was keen to point out the benefits of the program and challenged the assertions of Mr. Hobson.
In reflecting on the merits and demerits of the CBI, I suggest that when all is said and done, you should remind yourself of the tremendous economic and social benefits that the CBI has brought to all of us in this room and beyond these doors to all in our federation. I hardly expect that I would need to remind you that this government actively upgraded and employed the CBI program as a critical source of public and private sector investment for our post-sugar economic transformation strategy, which we rolled out in 2006, shortly after the 300-year-old sugar industry was given a much-deserved rest and placed into the pages of history where it now belongs.
The minister said that the government will not allow the CBI program to fall prey to critics. The Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party won the election in Antigua and Barbuda by a landslide Thursday. To tell us more about this, we join WINN TV's Clive Backus.
The leader of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, Mr. Gaston Brown, is scheduled to be sworn in as Prime Minister close to midday Friday after his party swept the polls and defeated the United Progressive Party led by Mr. Baldwin Spencer 14-3. In an address Thursday night, Mr. Brown thanked supporters and warned that the work had just begun.
We're very humble by the mandate that you have given us. We understand the enormity of the job to fix this country and to put our people back to work. And as much as we are celebrating a victory this morning, the truth is the work has just begun. The reality is this country is in dire straits, and it will require the collective efforts of all, not only the candidates of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party and other members, but certainly the entire population. The former Prime Minister called me at about 11 o'clock last evening and conceded and also pledged to work with us to heal this country and to move our country forward.
The leader of the UPP, Mr. Baldwin Spencer, conceded defeat publicly just after midnight Thursday.
Let the healing begin almost instantly and bring this country together in the interest of the future of Antigua and Barbuda. I believe all of us as leaders owe it to the people of this country. I have to say that to some extent I did not anticipate that the results would have been this way.
Friday morning, WINN FM 98.9 invited regional journalist Julian Rogers to identify any lingering issues that could occupy the attention of the leaders and the public in the coming days.
Well, I think the economy is the biggest challenge, and that's not just for Antigua and Barbuda, but certainly across the rest of the Caribbean, around the world. But the Labour Party has trumpeted that it has the answer. It has investors waiting in the wings, for instance.
St. Kitts cricket and music fans will be in for a treat this summer as the Lima Call Caribbean Premier League, the CPL, comes to the Warner Park. Hip-hop star Rick Ross will be the featured act on a concert on August 15th, the night before the finals. CPL CEO Damien O'Donoghue made this announcement at a press conference at the Pavilion at Christophe Harbour Tuesday. Mr. O'Donoghue and Sports Minister Glenn Phillip spoke to WINN after the press conference.
We're very delighted to announce that Rick Ross is coming here, who's the international superstar based out of Miami, one of the biggest hip-hop acts. So when I first spoke with Minister Phillip, a big part of getting the deal was that we brought in an international act, and Rick Ross was top of his list. So after 2 months negotiating the deal, I'm delighted to announce that he'll be playing on Friday the 15th. On the Tuesday the 12th, we have Serene Botham hosting a charity celebrity game with Piers Morgan as one captain and Brian Lara, so it'll be kind of a West Indies 11 versus the rest of the world. So already I think Shane Warne and Imran Khan are already confirmed, Wazzy Makram, so it's going to be a really exciting time in St. Kitts and Nevis.
When we first started our negotiations, I wasn't quite looking at it from the standpoint of just having CPL. You have to understand we have a young population here, youthful population, and part of attracting them to cricket also, I thought that some entertainment will be valuable to have their input into cricket.
That's it for the WINN Weekender. Top stories again. Prominent businessman and philanthropist Kishu Chandiramani passed away, and popular St. Kitts resident Carl Brown robbed at gunpoint. I'm Andre Huey, and this has been the WINN Weekender. Thank you for watching.